His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa sent a cable of congratulations to UAE President His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan on his country's National Day. His Majesty sent his best wishes of good health and happiness to the UAE President, praising the UAE's comprehensive development achievements and the high standing it achieved among the international community, wishing the UAE and its people further progress and prosperity under His Highness' wise leadership. His Majesty also expressed pride and appreciation for the close ties between the two countries and peoples as part of their distinguished strategic relations, stressing the keenness to strengthen them, which were laid down by forefathers, and to continue developing cooperation and coordination to meet the aspirations of the two brotherly countries and achieve their common interests and goals. His Majesty sent a similar cable to the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. His Majesty also sent a cable to the UAE Vice President, Deputy Prime Minister, Chairman of the Presidential Court, His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, wishing him good health and happiness on this occasion. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received at Safriya Palace the Minister of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture, Engineer Wael bin Nasser Al Mubarak, accompanied by the Director General of the Cordoba Equestrian, Javier Gomez Gonzalez, who gifted His Majesty the King with an Andalusian mare. His Majesty expressed thanks and appreciation for this gift, noting the beauty of Andalusian horses and their excellence in dressage races. He emphasized the important role that equestrian sport plays in further strengthening friendly relations between different countries, enhancing knowledge and rapprochement among all people of the world. The Minister of Municipal Affairs and Agriculture presented His Majesty the King with a model of an Arabian horse on the occasion of the Animal and Agriculture Production Exhibition Marai 2024, designed by Argentine artist Augusto Daniel Gallo. And for his part, the Director General of Cordoba Equestrian thanked His Majesty the King for the warm reception, praising Bahrain's best purebred Arabian horse stables and its pioneering success and achievements in a sport that has enabled it to win many titles in horse racing at the regional and international levels. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received at Sakhir Palace a delegation of businesswomen from Russia on the occasion of their visit to Bahrain. His Majesty welcomed the delegation, expressing hope that their visit to Bahrain will increase economic trade and investment cooperation for the benefit and prosperity of both countries and peoples. He praised the historical ties of friendship and the strong relations between both countries in light of the joint keenness to develop them in all fields, expressing his appreciation for the role of Russian President Vladimir Putin and his good efforts in consolidating the pillars of these distinguished relations. His Majesty said that Bahrain's strategic location has made it an ideal destination for regional and global investments, pointing to the continuous keenness to enhance the supportive environment for investors by providing all advantages, incentives and qualified human resources in all fields. He praised the role of the Bahraini Businesswomen's Society and its contributions to the national economy through its programs aimed at qualifying women entrepreneurs and establishing partnerships, trade and investment projects with investors and businesswomen in friendly countries. His Majesty expressed pride in the achievements of Bahraini women at the national level, their contributions to the development and decision-making process, and their assumption of the highest ranks and positions at local, regional and international levels, wishing the visiting delegation a pleasant stay in Bahrain and success in this visit. The delegation expressed thanks to His Majesty the King for the hospitality and warm reception and praised His Majesty's efforts and keenness to develop Bahraini-Russian relations and promote bilateral cooperation, especially in trade, economy and investment sectors. Russian artist Vasily presented a painting to His Majesty the King on this occasion of the Silver Jubilee of His Majesty's accession to the throne. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa sent a cable of congratulations to UAE President His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan on the 53rd anniversary of the UAE's National Day. His Royal Highness sent a similar cable to the Vice President, Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, and to the Vice President, Deputy Prime Minister, Chairman of the Presidential Court of the UAE, His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan. On behalf of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa yesterday participated in the 45th GCC Summit in Kuwait. This summit was chaired by the Emir of Kuwait, His Highness Sheikh Mash'al Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah, at Bayan Palace. His Royal Highness expressed appreciation to the Emir of Kuwait, the Crown Prince of Kuwait, His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al Khalid Al Hamad Al Mubarak Al Sabah, the Prime Minister of Kuwait, His Highness Sheikh Ahmed Abdullah Al Ahmed Al Sabah, along with the government and people of Kuwait for their generous hospitality and warm reception, which reflects the strength of Bahraini-Kuwaiti relations. He affirmed Bahrain's commitment to bolstering cooperation and coordination between the GCC countries to serve mutual interests and achieve shared aspirations for continued progress and prosperity. He highlighted the importance of enhancing GCC cooperation to solidify its stance at regional and international levels. He noted the GCC's role in advocating for just Arab and Islamic issues, enhancing development paths and consolidating regional security and peace. He also noted the importance of doubling efforts to deepen GCC collaboration in line with the visions of GCC leaders, contributing to accomplishing further achievements. He participated in the closing session of this summit, where its joint communique was signed. His Royal Highness then attended a lunch banquet hosted by the Emir of Kuwait in honor of the leaders of the GCC who attended the summit. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa yesterday returned to Bahrain following his visit to Kuwait, where he led Bahrain's delegation on behalf of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa at the 45th GCC summit. Upon arrival, His Royal Highness was received by senior officials. The Kingdom of Bahrain's participation in this 45th GCC summit emphasizes its support for the GCC system and reflects positively on the security and prosperity of its people. The Kuwait Declaration is evidence of the unity of opinion pursued by the member states since the launch of the GCC Council in 1981. We have more in this report.
The Kingdom of Bahrain's participation in the GCC summit affirms its desire to achieve coordination, integration and interdependence among the member states in all fields since 1981 and continues to support it with fruitful initiatives. The Kingdom's participation reflects the importance of the common visions presented at the discussion table, which contributed to consolidating ties and cooperation between the GCC member states and their peoples in various fields. The unity of political decision-making was translated at the 45th session through the Kuwait Declaration by emphasizing the importance of supporting just Arab and Islamic causes, especially Gaza, in addition to jointly welcoming the resolutions of the Extraordinary Arab-Islamic Summit, in addition to emphasizing the peaceful approach of GCC countries to resolve all disputes in the region and beyond. To achieve the aspirations of their peoples, member states pointed to the importance of continuing efforts aimed at sustainable economic diversification, successfully dealing with climate change, continuing to empower Gulf women in all fields, enhancing the essential role of youth, and supporting the digital economy as a key pillar supporting the future of development in the region. The Kingdom of Bahrain continues to support just Arab and Islamic causes and develop life in its various aspects to serve the GCC people.
His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa chaired the weekly cabinet meeting at Gudaibiya Palace today. The cabinet welcomed the outcomes of the 45th GCC summit in Kuwait, where on behalf of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, His Royal Highness led Bahrain's delegation. The cabinet stressed Bahrain's commitment to advancing joint GCC collaboration for the benefit of its member states and citizens. They emphasized the importance of His Royal Highness meeting with the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, stressing on the long-standing Bahrain-UAE relations and enduring partnership shaped by shared historical stances. The cabinet commended the outcomes of the joint ministerial committee meeting between Bahrain and the UAE, recently held in Bahrain, where the UAE's delegation was led by its Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs, His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The cabinet congratulated His Majesty the King on Bahrain winning 3 awards at the Arab Government Excellence Awards. The awards included the Best Arab Minister, presented by the Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, the Arab Government Excellence for the Best Arab Government Community Development Project, awarded to the Alternative Sentencing Program, and the Best Arab Government Project to Empower Young People, recognizing the Lamia National Program. The cabinet expressed pride in Team Bahrain's efforts and excellence across various sectors, which have earned international recognition. They commended the successful organizational efforts of the national workforce across government entities, which contributed to Bahrain's recent successes in hosting regional and international events. And in this regard, they affirmed the importance of the 7th edition of the Bahrain Animal Production Show Bahrain 24, held under the patronage of His Majesty. The cabinet commended the efforts of the BDF's Royal Guard in ensuring the success of this Bahrain 24. They praised the support of the Ministry of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture in organizing this event, as highlighted in a report submitted by the Minister of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture. The cabinet recognized the success of Jewelry Arabia 24, the Cityscape Bahrain 24, and Sant Arabia 24, all held under the patronage of His Royal Highness. These events witnessed high levels of participation and attendance, reflecting Bahrain's excellence in hosting and organizing prestigious exhibitions. The Cabinet extended its gratitude to the personnel at the Ministry of Interior, the Ministry of Tourism, the Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority, and the Real Estate Regulatory Authority, among others, for their contributions to the success of these major events hosted by Bahrain. They reviewed a report submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Financial and Economic Affairs and Fiscal Balance regarding the impact of these exhibitions on Bahrain's economy. The Cabinet welcomed the announcement of a ceasefire agreement in Lebanon reached through constructive diplomatic mediation by the US and France, stressing the need for full commitment to an immediate, comprehensive and permanent ceasefire by all parties. The Cabinet then discussed several memoranda approving the following. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Council Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding a draft law amending some provisions of the law of social associations and clubs, cultural and private bodies operating in the field of youth, sports and private institutions. Another submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding Bahrain joining the Riyadh Global Drought Resilience Initiative. A third submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs on an MOU establishing a strategic partnership between the Bahrain Polytechnic and Shanghai University, and a memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs on an executive program in the sports sector between Bahrain and France. The Cabinet then reviewed a memorandum submitted by the Minister of Sustainable Development, outlining developments in implementing the priorities of the Ministry of Sustainable Development 23 to 24. In addition, the Cabinet noted the following ministerial reports: outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the Arab Government Excellence Award ceremony, Bahrain's participation in the 40th session of the Arab Justice Ministers' Council, Bahrain's participation in the opening of the Global Media Congress, implementing the Distance Learning Day for all government schools, Bahrain's participation in the Miss Global Forum, Bahrain's participation in the Global Women's Forum, and the external participation of various ministers and upcoming visits of foreign delegations to Bahrain in December. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met at Qudaibiya Palace with the Representatives Council Speaker Ahmed Al Musallam and the Shura Council Chairman Ali Al Salah. The meeting also included the Chairman and members of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, Defence and National Security from both councils, as well as other members of both councils. His Royal Highness emphasised the importance of strengthening collaboration and cooperation between the executive and legislative authorities, as well as with the private sector, to advance the goals of the comprehensive development led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. He highlighted the outcomes of the 45th GCC summit in Kuwait, noting its significance in further strengthening joint GCC collaboration to fulfill the aspirations of the people of the GCC. He emphasized that Bahrain's achievements, driven by the contributions of Team Bahrain in various sectors, are a source of pride and inspiration, motivating efforts to build a brighter future for Bahrain and its people. He highlighted the importance of intensifying efforts to create quality opportunities for Bahraini citizens in collaboration with the private sector, contributing to the realization of shared aspirations. And for their part, Al Musallam and Al Salah, including the chairman of the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Samir Nas, expressed their gratitude for His Royal Highness' dedication to strengthening collaboration between the executive and legislative authorities and private sector institutions to achieve Bahrain's developmental goals. Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, Minister of Finance National Economy Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, Samir Nas and senior officials also attended this meeting. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa issued a statement to Bahraini women on the occasion of Bahraini Women's Day, where he thanked Her Royal Highness Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa, who is recognized as the leader of national women's work. His Majesty said that throughout her impressive career, Her Royal Highness has been able to embody the civilized and honorable image of Bahraini women in the best way, while assuming their national responsibilities with sincerity and competence. His Majesty the King hailed all Bahraini women and expressed pride in their contributions in all aspects of life, especially their role as mothers and educators of young people, which has a great impact on the cohesion of the Bahraini family. His Majesty emphasized that the contributions of Bahraini women in national construction have never been the result of a single moment, but rather the story of a nation proud of the status and role of its righteous daughters. He noted that Bahraini women embarked on reconstruction and modernization efforts since the 20s, reaching today the peak of their national giving and promising more achievements. He said that what remains in the journey of development is the determination of Bahraini women. He noted that this increases the kingdom's keenness to support their efforts and overcome any difficulties that stand in their way. His Majesty stated that since its establishment, the SCW has professionally undertaken the task of providing support and assistance and proposing all necessary measures to enable women to reach their rightful place as a worthy partner in building the state, without losing sight of their important educational role, which they relied on to shape the minds of young people and in a way that contributed to preserving the national identity. His Majesty said that thanks to Bahraini women who are moving at a confident and balanced pace, achieving success after success in a process through which their national experience has matured, and they are promoting their qualitative achievements in all fields. His Majesty reiterated thanks to Her Royal Highness for her pioneering efforts and her continuous keenness to ensure that Bahraini women receive support, noting their country's pride in them. His Majesty the King deputized his personal representative, His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa, to attend the Bahraini Women's Day celebration organized by the Supreme Council for Women, SCW. His Highness inaugurated an exhibition documenting the historical march of women and the SCW's milestones since its establishment.
عاشت مملكة البحرين بلد الكرام أهل السلام دستورها عالي المكانة والمقام ميثاقها نهج الشريعة والعروبة والقيم عاشت مملكة البحرين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نائب راعي الحفل سمو الشيخ عبد الله بن حمد آل خليفة، الممثل الشخصي لجلالة الملك المعظم حفظكم الله ورعاكم، أصحاب السمو والمعالي والسعادة، الحضور الكريم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نرحب بكم في هذا الاحتفال الذي يقام بمناسبة يوم المرأة البحرينية برعاية سامية من حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة ملك البلاد المعظم حفظه الله ورعاه، تزامناً مع احتفالات مملكة البحرين باليوبيل الفضي لتولي جلالة الملك المعظم حفظه الله ورعاه مقاليد الحكم في البلاد. هذا الاحتفال الذي يقام تحت شعار المرأة شريك جدير في بناء الدولة. حضورنا الكريم، إن خير ما نبدأ به حفلنا هذا آيات بينات من الذكر الحكيم.
The ceremony included recitations of verses from the Holy Quran.
خالد عبد القادر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. صدق الله العظيم.
سمو نائب راعي الحفل، الحضور الكريم، إنه ليحدون الفخر والاعتزاز في هذه المناسبة الوطنية العزيزة أن تحظى المرأة البحرينية برسالة ملكية سامية من راعي الحفل سيدي حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة ملك مملكة البحرين المعظم حفظه الله، ونفخر أن نشاهد مفرداتها معكم. شكرا سيدي حضرة صاحب الجلالة حفظكم الله ورعاكم على هذه الرسالة الملكية لكل نساء البحرين اللواتي نفخر بمساهماتهن في كافة جوانب الحياة. والآن كلمة صاحبة السمو الملكي الأميرة سبيكة بنت إبراهيم آل خليفة قرينة ملك مملكة البحرين المعظم رئيسة المجلس الأعلى للمرأة حفظها الله بمناسبة يوم المرأة البحرينية، تلقيها بالنيابة سمو الشيخة حصة بنت خليفة آل خليفة عضو المجلس الأعلى للمرأة، فلتتفضل سموها.
نائب راعي الحفل سمو الشيخ عبد الله بن حمد آل خليفة، الممثل الشخصي لجلالة الملك المعظم، أصحاب السمو والمعالي والسعادة، الحضور الكريم، يشرفني في هذا اليوم أن ألقي كلمة صاحبة السمو الملكي الأميرة سبيكة بنت إبراهيم آل خليفة قرينة عاهل البلاد المعظم رئيسة المجلس الأعلى للمرأة حفظها الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يسعدنا كثيراً أن نرحب بهذا الجمع الطيب الذي يشاركنا اليوم في هذه المناسبة الوطنية العزيزة للاحتفاء بالمرأة البحرينية التي تحظى برعاية كريمة من قائد المسيرة حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة عاهل البلاد المعظم حفظه الله ورعاه. منذ انطلاقتها الأولى في العام 2008، ولعل ما يميز احتفالنا اليوم إنه يتزامن مع احتفالات مملكة البحرين باليوبيل الفضي لتولي جلالة الملك المعظم مقاليد الحكم. فباسم المرأة البحرينية نرفع عظيم الشكر والامتنان إلى المقام السامي أيده الله على الرسالة الملكية الخاصة بمناسبة يوم المرأة البحرينية وما احتوته من مضامين معبرة لتقدير مسيرة المرأة البحرينية ودورها كشريك جدير في بناء الدولة، وهو الشعار الذي تم اختياره لهذا العام والتي نبدأ بها احتفالات الوطن بالعيد الوطني المجيد وعيد الجلوس. فكل عام وأنتم بخير. أصحاب السمو المعالي والسعادة، حضورنا الكريم، إن البدايات المبكرة لمشاركة المرأة البحرينية منذ عشرينيات القرن الماضي في الانتخابات البلدية ودخولها التعليم النظامي تعد شاهداً على ما تحقق لها من مكتسبات وحضور يسجله التاريخ ضمن إسهاماتها الفاعلة والتزاماتها نحو القيام بواجباتها في الأسرة وعملها الطموح في مختلف مفاصل الدولة، في ترجمة حقيقية للشراكة البناء في المسيرة التنموية والحضارية الشاملة التي كان من ثمارها إنشاء المجلس الأعلى للمرأة، وذلك بفضل قناعة الإرادة السياسية المتمثلة في الرؤية الملكية السامية للعاهل المعظم أيده الله الداعم الأول لوتيرة مسيرة تقدم المرأة وتهيئة كل الظروف للانتقال بها إلى مرحلة الريادة بمشاركتها في الحياة السياسية ومواقع صنع واتخاذ القرار والشأن العام. واليوم نجد أن المجلس الأعلى للمرأة دخل مرحلة متجددة ونقلة نوعية في آليات التعاون والشراكة الاستراتيجية لتحقيق التكامل المنشود مع أجهزة الحكومة الموقرة لمواصلة هذا العمل المؤسسي كجهة رافدة للعمل الحكومي والرسمي في استكمال حقوق المرأة والتعاون معاً في سد أي انفجوات على صعيد تعزيز مركز المرأة وتأكيد حقوقها. فكل الشكر وعظيم الامتنان لكم يا صاحب السمو الملكي الابن العزيز الأمير سلمان بن حمد آل خليفة ولي العهد حفظكم الله على هذا الدعم المقدر. أصحاب السمو المعالي والسعادة، الحضور الكريم، إنه لمن دواعي الفخر والاعتزاز أن نستذكر اليوم الجهود الوطنية المخلصة التي ساهمت في الانطلاقة الأولى للمسيرة التنموية الشاملة بقيادة عاهل البلاد المعظم حفظه الله ورعاه، بالمشاركة في صياغة وثيقة العهد ميثاق العمل الوطني، وبلورة العمل المؤسسي للمجلس الأعلى للمرأة الذي يعد نموذجاً يحتذى لما يقوم به كآلية وطنية مختصة في شأن المرأة، لتصل اليوم وبعد 23 عاماً من تأسيسه إلى مرحلة متقدمة تنقل فيها المرأة من التمكين والتقدم إلى الريادة. ونحن في المجلس الأعلى للمرأة مقبلون على مرحلة نوعية في مسيرة العمل القادمة لتواكب هذا النهج والالتزام باختصاصاته التي نصت عليها الأوامر الملكية بإنشائه، وتعزيز آليات عمله وعلاقاته التكاملية مع كافة المؤسسات الرسمية والخاصة والمجتمع المدني. ونعاهدكم يا صاحب الجلالة بأننا سنواصل في حمل المسؤولية الوطنية بقيادة العمل النسائي في مملكة البحرين، مستلهمين في ذلك نهجكم الحكيم وفكركم الراسخ ورؤيتكم الثاقبة في استكمال مسيرة البناء بكافة أبعادها ومقاصدها التي سنترجمها بعون من الله ودعم من جلالتكم رعاكم الله وتعاون ولي العهد رئيس مجلس الوزراء حفظه الله في خطة عملنا القادمة التي نسعى من خلالها إلى المحافظة على ما تحقق من مكتسبات والبناء عليها، والتوجه نحو السعي للريادة لمواكبة التطورات الحديثة في المجالات الواعدة لتكون المرأة شريكاً جديراً في بناء الدولة وتقدمها. وفي الختام نوجه تحية وفخر واعتزاز لكل امرأة بحرينية قرأت، تعلمت، شاركت ونالت ثقة واحترام وطنها واستحقت التقدير العالمي وألهمت الجميع بإنجازاتها التاريخية والنوعية في شتى المجالات، مقدرين في الوقت ذاته الجهود المخلصة للأمانة العامة للمجلس الأعلى للمرأة وفريقها العامل بكل جد واجتهاد، داعين المولى العلي القدير أن يكلل جهودنا في مواصلة مسيرة رفعة وتقدم المرأة البحرينية بالنجاح والتوفيق الدائمين، وأن يبارك جميع الجهود الطيبة لمواصلة روافد المسيرة التنموية بإذن الله تعالى. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
The SCW also organized an artistic performance to reflect the occasion's slogan, She read, she learned, she participated.
خلونا نراجع الآيات آخر مرة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق، خلق الإنسان من علق. اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم، علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم.
بارك الله فيكم يا بنياتي، نشوفكم باكر إن شاء الله.
هذه كانت بداية النور في قصتي. كلمة اقرأ خذتني لعوالم شاسعة وأعطتني فرص ما لها حدود، وكتبت بها أحلى فصول قصتي.
إنك تكبر وسط بلد يؤمن فيك، يعني إن الفرص قدامك ما لها حد. علموني إن المعرفة هي أساس الوعي والطريق المختصر للوصول لكل الأحلام. وطالما أن الفرد هو اللبنة الأساسية في بناء المجتمعات، فنهضة المجتمع نابعة من إعداد أفراده رجالاً ونساء وإنارة عقولهم بالعلم والمعرفة. وبكذي أكون وصلت لنهاية عرض تخرجي. شكراً على دعمكم لي. ومن هني ابتدى فصل جديد من حياتي. تخرجت من الجامعة وملامح قصتي بدأت تكتمل وتوضح أكثر.
اخترت إن مشوار المعرفة ما يوقف عندي. أنا اليوم معلمة لمئات من الطالبات. وبكذي وصلنا حق نهاية درس اليوم. ومثل ما قلت لكم المرحلة الجاية تحتاج منكم جد واجتهاد. كل واحدة تعرف ميولها وتدرك تماماً شنو طموحها، وركزوا زين على الهدف. وتذكروا إن ديرتكم تستاهل منكم تعزونها وترفعونها بعلمكم ومعرفتكم، وفالكم التوفيق من رب العالمين.
إن شاء الله نعلمها. هذه كان ملخص رحلتي اللي ابتدت من بيت المطوعة، المرأة البحرينية البسيطة اللي قدرت تزرع فينا حب هالأرض من عمر صغير. ومثل ما شفتوا كبرت وصرت معلمة، ومن صفي الصغير في المدرسة قدرت أخرج أجيال مستعدة تشارك في مسيرة بناء وطن بأكمله. ولأن حب الوطن كان هو عنوان هالرحلة، طالبتي الصغيرة كبرت ولقيت كل الدعم من قيادة حكيمة، صارت اليوم شريك جدير في بناء الدولة. فشكرا لوطن عشنا في أحضانه أروع الفصول، والطموح ما له حدود. في وطن البحرين وطن يؤمن بكل أبنائه.
منذ عشرينيات القرن الماضي.
The ceremony included the screening of a film on Bahraini Women's Day titled Women in the Era of His Majesty King Hamad.
لأول مرة في العام 1926 ودخولها التعليم النظامي في العام 1928، وتدرجت في ميادين العمل المختلفة بالمشاركة في كافة القطاعات والمجالات الواعدة، في شراكة فاعلة في مسيرة البناء والتنمية الوطنية. ومنذ تولى حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة المعظم مقاليد الحكم، شهدت مسيرة المرأة البحرينية تقدما كبيرا في كافة مجالات المشاركة في المسيرة التنموية الشاملة. 25 عاما في العهد الزاهر مثلت علامة فارقة ومحطات مضيئة حصدتها المرأة بفضل الرؤية الثاقبة والإيمان الراسخ لجلالة الملك المعظم بقدرات المرأة البحرينية ودورها الفاعل كشريك جدير في بناء الوطن. بالإعلان الرسمي عن تعيين 6 سيدات يمثلن مختلف التخصصات في اللجنة العليا لصياغة مشروع ميثاق العمل الوطني الذي أقر حقوق المرأة البحرينية وترجم في نصوص واضحة وصريحة في الدستور، والذي يعد الركيزة الأساسية التي انطلقت منها المرأة البحرينية إلى مرحلة متقدمة من الإنجاز والإسهام في المسيرة التنموية الشاملة. وفي أغسطس 2001 قطفت ثمار المشروع التنموي الوطني بصدور الأمر الملكي السامي بإنشاء المجلس الأعلى للمرأة برئاسة صاحبة السمو الملكي الأميرة سبيكة بنت إبراهيم آل خليفة قرينة جلالة الملك المعظم حفظها الله. فتحملت سموها مسؤوليتها الوطنية بقيادة العمل النسائي المؤسسي بمملكة البحرين، فأعدت الاستراتيجية الوطنية للنهوض بالمرأة البحرينية وفقا لمنهجيات عملية مدروسة، وبوركت باعتماد جلالة الملك المعظم في العام 2005. فترجمت الرؤى الملكية دور المرأة إلى خطط عملية ومبادرات نوعية أسهمت في تقدم المرأة البحرينية في جميع المجالات التنموية. ومع الاحتفال الوطني باليوبيل الفضي لتولي حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك المعظم مقاليد الحكم، تواصل المرأة البحرينية مسيرة عطائها لتؤكد دورها الريادي نحو آفاق واعدة من التقدم والعطاء، لتكون شريكا جديرا في بناء الوطن.
تقديرا لكل ما قدمته المرأة البحرينية من تضحيات وإسهامات جليلة في طلبها للعلم تارة وفي نقلها للمعرفة تارة أخرى، يأتي يومها ليعلن أمام الجميع بأنها شريك جدير يطمح للتغيير والتطوير، وبأنها قادرة على إحداث المزيد والمزيد من النقلات النوعية في مسيرة عطائها مهما تعرج طريقه.
حضورنا الكريم، اعترافاً بما حققته المرأة البحرينية من إنجازات في مختلف مواقع صنع القرار على المستويين المحلي والدولي.
His Highness also inaugurated the Bahraini Women's online platform, which aims to highlight women leaders in Bahrain.
الشخصي لجلالة الملك المعظم بتدشين منصة المرأة البحرينية، والتي تهدف إلى توثيق مسيرة المرأة البحرينية ورصد الشخصيات النسائية القيادية في مختلف المراكز ومواقع صنع القرار.
ما شاء الله مبروك.
His Highness recognized leading figures who contributed to enriching His Majesty the King's comprehensive development process and implementing the SCW's vision of women as a worthy partner in building the state. During the event, SCW Secretary General Lul Al-Awadi dedicated a copy of the book Bahraini Women in the Reign of King Hamad to the ceremony's patron. On December the 2nd, the Kingdom of Bahrain joins the UAE in celebrating its 53rd National Day. This milestone marks the establishment of the UAE, led by its visionary founder, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. Sheikh Zayed's strategic vision and leadership skills enabled him to build a nation with all elements of progress and prosperity. Over the past 5 decades, the UAE has achieved remarkable success in many fields, establishing itself as a global leader. The UAE has transformed from a pearl trading outpost to a modern global center for business and tourism, becoming the GCC's second biggest economy after Saudi Arabia and the third largest in the Middle East. Sheikh Zayed's legacy continues to shape the UAE, fostering unity, cooperation and human development. His collaborative leadership style, emphasis on education, healthcare and infrastructure development, and commitment to sustainable practices have laid the foundation for the UAE's ongoing successes. The Bahraini-UAE relations have formed a unique model and a long history of harmony and solidarity under the keenness and interest of His Majesty the King and the UAE President in fostering communication and enhancing cooperation between the two countries and their peoples. We have more in this report.
The Bahraini-Emirati relations share strong historical ties thanks to the common vision of the leaders of the two countries that is based on cooperation, joint work, fraternity, and unity of destiny. What makes these relations more than just a partnership is the fraternal spirit of the leaderships of the two brotherly countries and their peoples. It is a relationship expressed through actions, development projects, humanitarian initiatives, and unified positions in international forums. Under the vision of the two leaders, the relations between Bahrain and the UAE witnessed unprecedented development, economic projects, cooperation in energy, education, and technology, and above all, a partnership that carries with it a humanitarian message. Together, we can create the future. These achievements are a reflection of the vision of the two leaders, who prioritize the interest and well-being of the two peoples of the two countries. The relations between Bahrain and the UAE are not just a strategic alliance or an economic partnership, but a story written in the letters of sincerity and understanding. It is a relationship that confirms to the whole world that wise leadership and loyalty to principles are the key to success, and that brotherhood, when led by a sincere vision, becomes the greatest force that creates a better future.
On the occasion, we have the following statement from the head of the Legal Affairs Sector, Acting Chief of the GCC Affairs Sector at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Mohammed Al-Haidan.
The Kingdom of Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates relations were built on a solid foundations that fraternal relations and a common history and represent an advanced model of strategic relations. The bilateral cooperation between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates always enjoy the attention of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, King of the country, and his brother, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of the United Arab Emirates. May God protect them to continue developing and advancing it towards more comprehensive levels. The Kingdom of Bahrain is linked to the United Arab Emirates by historical relation whose roots and extend for many decades. Their growth and the development were aided by the constant and the common vision that unites the two countries and by the common ties that tie the two countries, whether within the framework of the Gulf Cooperation Council or the Arab Islamic framework. In the close and distinguished fraternal relation between the two countries and the peoples, which have become a model of constructive joint cooperation. The visit of His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, to the sisterly state of the United Arab Emirates confirms the excellence of the close fraternal relation that bring together to the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates. The Kingdom of Bahrain witnessed the meeting with the 11th of the joint higher committee between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates, headed by His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Minister of the Foreign Affairs of the sisterly United Arab Emirates, and His Excellency Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani, Minister of Foreign Affairs. A number of memorandum of joint understanding were signed for cooperation between the two countries in the many fields which contribute the strengthening and the strategic partnership and supporting aspects of bilateral cooperation.
The harmony between Bahrain and the UAE is a model of integrated Gulf cooperation based on mutual respect and working to achieve common goals that serve the peoples of the region and promote their stability and growth. And now we're pleased to have with us by the phone from Abu Dhabi former diplomat and specialist in international relations, Dr. Ahmed Al-Matroushi. Hello and welcome, Dr. Matroushi. Could you talk us through these historical relations between the UAE and Bahrain?
First of all, I like to say I want to thank Bahrain TV for giving me this opportunity to talk about the relation between my country, United Arab Emirates, and brother country, Kingdom of Bahrain. And secondly, regarding the relationship between United Arab Emirates and Bahrain, it is not an ordinary relationship, but it is a historical relationship. And it is very close relationship between leadership, between His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, President of United Arab Emirates, and also His Majesty King Hamad bin Khalifa Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, and also between people in UAE and the people, Bahraini people. So the relationship between our two countries, as I said, it is very close relationship. It is an historical relationship, and this relationship, it is developed quickly in all sectors, in politics, in economic, in education, in everything.
Yes, can you just describe us this political, economic, and social consensus between the two countries?
Yes, regarding the economical sector, it is really, there is a good exchange between, very high exchange between the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain. There is many items and exporting to UAE from Bahrain, and also same time there is many items supporting exporting from UAE to Bahrain. And also there is many investment in United Arab Emirates from different companies, Bahraini companies, and also there is many investment in Bahrain from UAE companies in Bahrain.
Thank you very much. From Abu Dhabi, former diplomat specialist in international relations, Dr. Ahmed Al-Matroushi. The Kingdom of Bahrain and the UAE cooperate in many areas of common interest in fulfillment of the visions of His Majesty the King and His Highness the UAE President. Both countries have reached high and advanced levels of bilateral cooperation and coordination in various fields.
Based on the visions of the leaderships of Bahrain and the UAE, cooperation between the two countries has embodied the visions of the two leaders to achieve the well-being of the two brotherly peoples through fruitful cooperation in various fields. Politically, the two countries agree on various affairs and carry the message of peace to the world by supporting peaceful coexistence and resolving conflicts by peaceful means and diplomatic approach. Cooperation in the political field has reached a high level through continuous consultation, exchange of experiences and information, and mutual support in international forums. Economically, the beginning of this year witnessed the signing of the Promotion and Protection of Investment and the Avoidance of Double Taxation Agreements with the aim of providing and developing economic and trade opportunities and attracting joint investments. The two countries strengthened strategic partnership to achieve industrial integration and sustainable development through the activation of the MOU between the Ministries of Industry of both countries on cooperation between the UAE National Content Programs and the Takamal Program in Bahrain. In the military field, Bahrain and the UAE have worked together to achieve international security and peace. Military cooperation also includes joint exercises and bilateral agreements that develop the military system to fulfill the aspirations of the two countries' leaderships. Both countries also cooperated in space sciences, the most recent of which is the signing of two cooperation agreements in space sciences between the National Space Science Agency and the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center to benefit from Earth observation data in addition to designing a Bahraini payload to the surface of the Moon for research and study purposes. Youth in the two countries have received unlimited support as bilateral agreements contributed to the launch of joint programs and initiatives that strengthened the convergence between the youth of the two countries and provided them with opportunities to exchange experiences, most recently the participation of Emirati youth institutions in the HOPE network. The periodic high-level meetings of the Joint Higher Committee between the two countries reflect the commitment to discuss opportunities and achievements and come up with creative solutions that overcome any challenges and turn them into tangible achievements that serve the two countries.
Bahrain International Airport also celebrated the UAE's National Day, embodying the strong brotherly relations between the two countries. In a festive atmosphere that reflected Emirati heritage and Bahraini hospitality, Bahrain International Airport welcomed arrivals from the UAE with welcome songs and souvenirs. Bahrain's airport emphasized that the UAE National Day celebration is part of its efforts to strengthen the historical and strategic relations between both countries. It noted the role of major airlines in realizing this connection, especially Gulf Air, the national carrier of Bahrain, and UAE Airlines. And coinciding with this UAE's National Day celebration, several landmarks and facilities across Bahrain's governorate were illuminated in the colors of the UAE flag. This gesture reflects Bahrain's participation in the UAE's national festivities and celebrates the historic and close relations between the two nations and their peoples. The Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of King Hamad Global Center for Peaceful Coexistence, Dr. Sheikh Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, attended the graduation ceremony for the first batch of the joint postgraduate diploma on peaceful coexistence, launched in collaboration with the Center, the UN-affiliated University for Peace, and Gioia Higher Education Institution in Malta. He said that tolerance, peace and interfaith dialogue are core Bahraini values guided by the visionary leadership of His Majesty the King, aiming for a secure and prosperous world. He commended Bahrain's role as a global leader in fostering cultural and religious understanding. He expressed pride in implementing the Diploma on Peaceful Coexistence program in cooperation with two prestigious institutions as part of the Center's scientific awareness and training programs, which stem from the enlightened royal vision the principles of the Declaration of Bahrain and the government's directives to spread peace and human brotherhood, promote respect for religious freedoms and acceptance of others, and build bridges of peaceful coexistence between societies and cultures. The Vice Chairman of the General Sports Authority, His Highness Sheikh Salman bin Mohammed Al Khalifa, visited the World Weightlifting Championship site in Manama. His Highness affirmed pride in the efforts of citizens and their role in achieving the continued success of Bahrain hosting international sports championships. He was briefed on the final preparations to host the event, which will officially open on December 5th. His Highness toured all the facilities, praising the outstanding level of construction and the efforts made to ensure the organization of the championship in accordance with the highest international standards. His Highness said that hosting this World Championship reflects Bahrain's commitment to support and develop weightlifting at local and international levels. He thanked everyone who helped in organizing the championship. The GCC Military Shooting Championship kicked off and included field shooting exercises at the BDF's electronic field, with military teams participating in the GCC Championship in the presence of the heads of the participating delegations. The championship drew for each competition was held in the presence of the heads of the participating delegations, and the exercises included using live ammunition and applying the principle of realism to enter the championship and reach the final rounds to obtain first places. Tomorrow, the championship qualifiers will start. It is organized by the BDF's Military Sports Federation. The hosting of this championship is an affirmation of the importance of continuing to participate in and organize sports tournaments that strengthen the physical fitness of military cadres, and a translation of the BDF's directions to highlight Bahrain's pioneering position in organizing regional and international sports forum, and demonstrates the BDF's support of military sports and its role in communicating between the GCC countries. Bahrain is hosting the GCC countries in this tournament to emphasize the importance of unifying visions, positions and activities, and seeking to develop military sports in the GCC armed forces. Jewellery Arabia and St. Arabia 24 have achieved great successes and remarkable growth in key indicators, reinforcing their status as one of the most important exhibitions in the region. The Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority said that this year's turnout reinforces Bahrain's position as a leading centre for business tourism, in line with Bahrain Tourism Strategy 22-26. The two exhibitions, which took place over 5 days at the Exhibition World Bahrain, witnessed an increase in the number of visitors to 51,185. The number of exhibitors amounted to 703 from 27 countries, distributed across 6 halls, offering visitors a unique and distinctive experience. The official app for the Jewellery Arabia St. Arabia exhibition also recorded an 83% increase in downloads, reflecting the great interaction with the digital solutions accompanying the exhibition. And the third edition of Cityscape Bahrain 24 was an unprecedented success, marked by an exceptional turnout of visitors, investors, and those seeking outstanding real estate opportunities. This year, Cityscape Bahrain witnessed a record number of transactions with more than 341 real estate deals, reflecting strong confidence in the real estate sector in Bahrain. More than 40 leading real estate companies from the region and the world participated in this exhibition, which showcased projects with a modern character that cater to the needs of investors and those looking for real estate opportunities. The success of Cityscape Bahrain is a continuation of the achievements of previous editions, highlighting Bahrain's leading position in organizing and attracting major events.